Alright, buckle up, because we're diving into the F1 25 guide. This ain't your grandma's racing tutorial. If you've ever wondered how to dominate the track and leave everyone in your dust while screaming like a turbocharged maniac, then this is the guide for you. This is your ultimate cheat code for going fast, being smooth, and looking like you've been racing for years, even if your driving is more like playing bumper cars than a professional F1 driver. We're talking about mastering the racing line, braking without making your car scream in terror, choosing the right tyre to stop before becoming a spinning top. Spoiler, soft equals fast, hard equals you're not in a rush, and overtaking without looking like you're in a demolition derby. So strap in, because we're going to teach you how to send it without wrecking it. Let's get ready to leave everyone else on the track asking, who's that guy? So in order to help, we've nailed this down to the racing line. We'll be looking at the braking, we'll be looking at apexing and cornering, assists, dirty words sometimes, and racing. And for the racing line, we'll be going to one of the fastest tracks on the calendar, one of the most historical. It is the home of the British Grand Prix, Silverstone. So let's get in that car and see what a racing line is. So imagine you're a literal superhero of the track, and your mission is to go as fast as possible without avoiding those annoying gravel traps. To do that, you need to follow what is known as a magic path, the racing line. That's that green and sometimes red, when you need to brake, line you can see on the screen. It's like a cheat code for turning corners without losing speed. So let's look at the basics. Start wide. What do we mean? Go wide or go home. You want to start on the edge of the track, on the outside of the corner, and this gives you the most space to carry speed into the turn. Think physics. Think of it like starting a race on the perfect spot for a selfie at the edge of a cliff. You look good, but you're not falling off. Now we need to clip the apex. This is the sweet spot, the snack of the corner, the moment when your tyres flirt with the inside edge of the turn, where the perfect line has you hugging the track like it's a cozy blanket on a winter night. Feels good. And finally, exit wide. Once you've kissed the apex, it's time to slide out to the edge of the track again. It's like when you've been at a party too long and suddenly need to bounce. So you dart to the outside and carry that momentum for maximum speed. Just remember not to crash into the barriers while you flex on those straights. So we've done the racing line. Let's look at how to brake, and we're going to Austria, which is a fairly easy track to learn, but it's got very good braking zones. Let's get into it. So let's talk about braking markers. Buckle up and picture this. You're cruising down the track like you're in a Fast and Furious movie. You're thinking, how do I stop my car without becoming a human missile into the wall? Enter braking markers. These are visual cues on the track that tell you when to hit the brakes so you don't end up looking like a drunken raccoon on a unicycle. Basically, they're little markers on the track. We're talking cones, signs, lines, and they tell you, yo, it's time to slow down, buddy. You use them to judge when to push the brake pedal, so don't go flying off into the unknown like some kind of cartoon character. So as you can see in this screen here, we have driver proficiency beginner, steering assist on, racing line full, braking help, traction control. There's a bunch of assists here, good for a beginner, but they can make you slow. Traction control in F1 games. Let's talk about it. It's that sweet little feature that tries to save you from spinning out and looking like you've been drinking motor oil instead of coffee. But guess what? It actually slows you down. Hold on to your racing gloves. We're diving into this with all the memes. So what's traction control in simple terms? It's that overly cautious parent who doesn't want you to have any fun. It gently slows you down when your car starts to slide or the rear wheels start spinning, so you don't spin out and turn into a human projectile into those barriers. It's basically your in-game babysitter. Now you're thinking, but I don't want to crash. Why would I turn this off? Well, that's where the meme magic happens. Let me explain. So imagine you're on a bike without training wheels, stabilizers if you will, you're zooming, you feel the wind in your hair, you're unstoppable. But the moment you add training wheels, you can't lean into the corner as much. Traction control is like those training wheels on your car. It's stopping you from pushing to the limit, making you a safer, slower path, instead of going round those corners at speed like a hero. And yes, you're not going crazy, this is the exact same footage from earlier. Why? Well, take a listen to this when the car is in the corner. Listen to the throttle. Yes, you can hear the car struggling with the throttle, keeping it under control. That's the traction control, minimizing your speed. In essence, making you slower. So in order to prove it to you, let's go to Australia, the first race of the season, and cut those driving aids out. No traction control, no braking help. Let's have a look, shall we, as we compare the laps side by side. Trust me, there is a difference. As you can see on the right, the no assist car is already ahead of the assist car. Why? Well, traction control means you can plant that throttle earlier, although you need to be steady. Also, in relation to the braking, no braking aids means you can brake later. There is risk, but when you know the track, you know your braking markers, remember them, and your apexes, you're going to be more confident, you're going to be faster. But I understand, it's not for everyone, and at the end of the day, you just want to enjoy the game. So, whatever works. But if you do want to be fast, no assist is the way. So, listen up, because we're about to get mystical in the world of car setup. Think of your car setup like choosing your outfit before a party. You can't just grab anything off the floor and expect to look like $1,000,000. Nope, you need precision. And in F1 games, that's what your car setup is about. So let's head to Hungary and talk about car setup. Why? Hungary is a high downforce track, so having the wrong setup could cost you a fair amount of time. Let's explain why. So imagine you're customizing your character in a game. You've got all these options, clothes, weapons, accessories, and you're like, should I go for maximum swag or pure efficiency? Well, car setup is exactly the same. You can fine-tune everything from your aero, suspension, to your gear ratios. It's all about making sure your car's in the best shape for the race. Got it? Okay. So to show you how important the correct setup is, on the left is a high downforce setup of Hungary, and on the right is a low downforce setup. Let's talk downforce. Downforce is your car saying, I want to stick to the track like a bad idea at 2 AM. More downforce means more grip, so you can corner like you've got magnets in your tyres. You'll slide around corners like a toddler on a slip and slide. The big but is, on the straight, as you can probably see in this example, you're not going to be as fast. However, as we get into the middle of the Hungaroring in Hungary, you will see a magic happen in front of your eyes. The higher downforce car is now more planted, and as you can see, it is pulling away with ease. Also, we have suspension. It's like a car's backbone. It sets up your car's posture. Too stiff, you're going to feel every bump like you're in a washing machine. Too soft, you'll feel like you're driving through a jello mold. Find that sweet spot. Let's talk gear ratios. Like your car's relationship with speed. Want to be fast off the line? Shorter gears, baby. Big acceleration. Want longer gears? Okay, slightly slow off the line, but you will achieve a much higher speed. And there we go. Last but not least, the tyre pressure, the unsung hero. The perfect tyre pressure is finding the right amount of butter on your popcorn. Too little, and it's too dry. Too much, and it's a slippery mess. Too much pressure, you're slipping and sliding like you're on an ice rink. Too little, you're burning through tyres like a barbecue on a sunny summer day. So setups are akin to wizardry for some, understandably. So there is help on the internet. We recommend simracingsetup.com, but there are many, many more. Just a Google away. Ah yes, the hard, medium, soft, inters and wet tyres. The inters are green. The wets are blue, therefore your wet weather. The other important ones are white for hard tyres, yellow for mediums, and red for softs. But what do they mean? Well, in short, the hard is the slow and steady tyre. Medium, that's the Goldilocks of tyres. Not too hot, not too cold, just about right. And the soft is the wild child tyre. It's fast, but fragile. Alright, the start. Revving your engine too much at the start of an F1 race is like cranking up your stereo so loud that it blows your speakers before the race even starts. Sure, it sounds cool, but you're not going anywhere fast. Too many revs can overheat the engine, cause excessive tyre wear, and basically make you look like the guy that's too eager to leave, but ends up stuck in traffic. So as we can agree, we want a smooth start. So hold that clutch with the X button. The important rev counter, hold it around the MPH. So you won't be pressing it all the way down, and when the light's out, it's go. And we're away. Once we're away, hit that battery button. You can see that big yellow ball above the helmet, and we get a good start. Right, it's time to pull off the ultimate power move. You're coming up behind your opponent. You're thinking, I'm going to send it on the inside. You're not just slapping the throttle and hoping for the best. Now, you've got to plan it out. You've got to get into position early, and you need to be on the inside just before the corner. It's like getting in a ride at an amusement park. You're going to cut in front at the time of your life. So, step one, setting up. You've got to plan it out. Look at your opponent. Step two, brake late. But don't be an idiot. This is the tricky part. You've got to brake late enough to make the corner without looking like a panic-stricken raccoon trying to avoid traffic. Too early, you lose speed. Too late, say hello to the barriers. Find that sweet spot where you're braking late, but you're still in control. It's like sneaking into the kitchen for a midnight snack and not waking up the parents. Ah, yes, that classic defending the inside line conundrum. We've all been there in F1 games. You're trying to hold position like a king in their castle. But suddenly, that pesky car on the outside is like, nope, I'm coming through. Let's break it down. The inside line, it's a trap. When you're defending the inside line, you're basically saying, I've got the shortest path to the corner, I'm winning this. No one can take it from me. And it seems like a good idea. It's the shortcut. Right? You're cutting across the corner and getting that early advantage. But stop. It's actually a trap. It's like trying to protect your secret stash of snacks, but you're doing it in the most obvious place ever. And guess what? Someone's about to swoop in. So why the inside line is a disadvantage at the apex? It's like trying to fit through a door that's only slightly wider than your shoulders. You're squeezing, not racing, and by the time you're at the apex, the turning point of the corner, you're running out of space. You've got the car all scrunched up in the corner like when you try to fit one more sack into an already packed bag. Meanwhile, the car on the outside has way more room to carry speed into the corner. They're driving wide and free, like they've just been handed the golden ticket. But sometimes defending on the inside is all we have. And it's a classic. Your rival's coming for you, but you've got the position. and you're not giving up without a fight. This ain't a last minute decision, my friend. You are not some madman who slams on the brakes at the last second. No, no, no. You set yourself up on the inside before you even hit the corner. You're staking your claim like a homeowner putting up a no trespass sign. When you're defending on the inside, it's all about braking late, but controlled. You need to brake hard, but not so hard that you start doing a backflip into the barriers. Find that sweet spot again, where you can slow down just enough to keep the inside line while still holding off the challenger. Too soft, they'll slip past. Too hard, you're the one that's crashing. So block, but don't be a dick. Alright, you're on the inside, you hold your ground. This isn't about being a jerk. Pushing them off the track, position your car just enough to make it impossible. Don't ram them. So, there you have it. You are now free to race. Join the ranks of the risk takers and F1 history makers. But in the words of Ayrton Senna, if you no longer go for a gap, you are probably not a racing driver. Or maybe just a cautious one. That's our words, not his. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. If you are already subscribed, you are awesome. If you're not, please consider it. And give us a like, comment below. Let us know if you learned anything in this video. And we might meet you out on the track.